What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of New Life Furniture. We got another one, beautiful table we picked up out of the classifieds the other day, and we are going to distress and make a farmhouse rustic table as usual. As you can see in my hand, I got the blowtorch. Woo, super heat, that's what we're gonna be using and to make our table. I really beat up the rest of the tables from the previous videos, so I want to keep that up, really distressing it heavily. But I'm thinking I want to go back to one of my earlier tables where we use the flame on the top. And what I want to do is try to see if we can use the flame near the bottom of the base. So I'm going to take this blowtorch after we sand the base, and I'm going to hit a couple of spots of distress to add some of that flame technique and see how that is, as we also really distress with some heavier tools the top, sides, and the base of this table. So let's go ahead, grab our tools, and get on this project. Woo-wee! Okay, so we have our propane here and we have the torch. Now this setup here can make a lot of intense heat because it can really make a big flame that's strong. So we want to be careful. In our previous videos, we did use the actuator here to make intense heat, and I found that it was a little bit too much. So what I'm going to do now is just keep it on a regular low heat and do many passes, and we'll see if we can make some of these accentuated marks really blacken up and become more bold. And I just want to do maybe like one side. I don't want to burn everything. I want to make it as if, you know, maybe the table was on fire on one side and it crept over on one part of it. So that's how we're going to do it here on the bottom, and then match it when we sand and do the top as well. So let's go ahead. And that'll be it. We'll just do a simple kind of a line, like I said, across the table. Don't want to over exaggerate. So as you can see, we just kind of flamed it out, went up over on kind of like a line as if it was on fire. It would maybe be crossing, not too much on the back side, and maybe would have caught a little bit. And this way, we'll see what happens when we put the paint on, and we'll see if that kind of shines through, makes it black, because when we put the white on and then we sand it to distress, it'll probably expose into layers and a little bit of that black will come through. So let's take a look and try that out. So really liking how this is coming out and how that burnt is showing through already just on the second coat. So I don't think I'm actually gonna coat this 3 or 4 more times and get a nice thick coating as we usually do. What I think I'm gonna do, because I wanna make sure that I get to expose some of these out, is I'm just gonna take my can and I think I'm just gonna spray on certain parts that I want. So maybe I'll just go a little heavier on spots like this, you know, and that way I won't lose as much of my burnt and it'll still come through. And I think that's how we're gonna do it and try to make it still hold that rustic whiskey barrel kind of feel to it. Okay, so we just finished all the sanding on the top of our table here. Now we're ready to hit it with our flames real soon. So, as you see, we've already hit the base just on one side. Like I said, I wanted to just get one area like a flame was coming up. So now we're gonna hit the top and try to get it so that it just creeps over the top and then touches down to the other side. I don't wanna flame the whole table. That's gonna make it a little bit too unified and basically like a table on fire, which is what we don't want. So we just wanna have it creeping up, a little bit on the top, and then a little bit curling over on this side. So let's go ahead, take our flamethrower, and hit this thing up. Ooh! so we're always changing on the fly at New Life Furniture. So what we're gonna do, my cousin is a designer. She loves how this base is coming out, kind of giving a beachy feel to it with the top. And I don't wanna lose, when we stain the top with our chocolate Jacobine by Mini Wax stain, as we usually do, I'm gonna lose all that nice texture with the cool accents from the distressing marks that we have done. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our gloss white regular spray paint the top to match the base. We'll see how that looks overall, and then we'll figure out how we will clear coat it with the gloss poly, or maybe I'll have to go get some more Varathane satin finish, something like that, and try to keep that beachy whiteness to it. So just kind of going on the fly here because this is starting to turn out a little different, getting cool accents here, not wanting to go our original route. So let's take our paint, hit the top with 1-2 coats probably max, not going into 3 or 4, keeping it light white, 1 or 2 coats. Let's go ahead and do it. Ooh-wee! Okay, so we just finished with our light 2 spray over the top. Does look super cool. I like how it's just a real soft, subtle whiteness over top of that burnt accent from the flame. Definitely giving it that beach vibey feel. So we don't want to put the gloss on top because I think that's going to really kill that just flat satin kind of look to it. So we do have some extra Varathane satin, and we're gonna put that on over the top and over the bottom without adding any of our stain to it, and just leaving it rustic as it is to give it more of that clean, dry beach look, and not too much accentuating dark colors from the stain that would be going in amongst all these little groove lines. So we'll see how that works. Again, it's always good to try something new. If we don't like it, then I can just cover it with the stain and do our original stuff. If this ends up being pretty good and people like it, at least now we know. So always better to try something that's easy to change later on than to try something that's very difficult and try to go backwards. So we'll try the easy one, see if people kind of like this whitewashed, clean beach look with a little bit of that rustic flame to it. And if not, we'll add all our stain and gloss it up and go original. So we're changing. Let's go. So, second coat is covered with our Varathane satin finish. We did the 120 to 150 hand quick sand on it, and this thing is turning out amazing. My cousin is so smart, such a wonderful, beautiful human being, such a great interior designer. Her beach theme idea on this was what it needed. Look at this. Oh, I'm loving these small little accents that are coming out from that flame, making it black, and then putting that light 2-coat gloss spray over it. Just looks so wild. And then when we put that 2-coat of that gloss on top and then hit it with that 1
120 sand handpaper. You could see it actually pulls the black on those marks out. And just look at this piece. So this just shows y'all, make sure you try different things, because you never know. If you stay doing the same type of work, which is great, you may be passing up on something that you like better or that you want to add into your designs. So again, make sure you listen to the people around you or watching videos and try. Go out there, take a table, try it out, because you never know, you may just like it even better or want to add it to your repertoire of future designs, because this thing is looking good.